It is time for the biggest game of the year. Welcome to the 2024 AFL Grand Final Preview. All videos this year have led to this point. And without further ado, it's time to introduce the two combatants who have entered this gauntlet and this battlefield on that one day in September. On the red and white side, the best team all year, the Sydney Swans. Their midfield, a known, dangerous, and feared by all. Heaney, Goulden, Warner, and a midfield like Taylor Adams has struggled to get into all season as a result. Their defenders, very strong and very agile. They've got small defenders in the Lloyd and Rampy, but their tall defenders also one to watch out for, with tall intercepting markers such as Tom McCartan ready to come for you. Their forward line is a note of big names, but Amadi and McDonald do the job. But their real scoring threat and power comes from the igniter, Tom Papley, as we have described many times throughout the channel this year. Their opponents come from the maroon and blue and gold side. From the state of Queensland, from the 5 seed, the Brisbane Lions. Another elite midfield in Neil, McCluggage, and Dunkley to have to watch out for, along with elite intercepting markers such as Harris Andrews in defence, and small defenders such as Ainsworth to watch out for as well. As for the forward line, 2 elite tall forwards in Danaher and Eric Kickwood lead the charge, and when they are on, you know their prowess and power at this stage. With a mosquito fleet of small forwards, Charlie Cameron isn't alone. Backed in and built by companies such as Kyle Lohman, who also seriously helps them. Overall, both teams are evenly stacked and evenly built across the board, with each team having all 3 pillars sorted out. The only concern headed into this game, I think, is of the Brisbane ruck. Oscar McInerney suffered a massive injury in the preliminary final, and Darcy Fort, a journeyman, will come in to face Brodie Grundy. The scriptwriters have built a point where after all the shit he's gone through, it will be Brodie Grundy who has the chance to take a pivotal point in this grand final matchup up against Darcy Fort. But don't underestimate Fort. I think Sydney will win the ruck contest, but Darcy Fort's ability to win clearance has been shown in the 2022 semi-final against Melbourne, in which he went even against Max Gawn, the best ruckman of our generation. He won't be scared of this stage, and he'll be relishing in this opportunity. Grundy will just have to come and take it if he wants it, but Fort won't lie down dying. And both these teams will not lie down dying. When it comes to what areas of the ground each team will need to address to win this game, for the Sydney Swans, it's get their interception game going. If they can get goal scores off interception like they did so well against the Giants and Port Adelaide, if they can let Tom Papley off the chain and get him some early scores, have him really fire up this crowd early and really get the crowd into it. If they can have Schwarner and Goulden and Heaney do their possession and keep their contested possession count high, they will win this game. It will just be a matter of getting through the Brisbane Papley getting through the Brisbane defenders and maybe even one of Joel Almighty or Logan McDonald being able to provide their craft and ignore the threats of Harris Andrew, Uzen Brennan Starcevich and Ryan Lester in the Brisbane defensive front. For Brisbane's defence, it comes on two areas. Go even with Sydney in the midfield with Darcy Fort and Brodie Grundy, and have Joe Danaher and their small forwards, Charlie Cameron and Kyle Oman, be able to get away from the Sydney defenders, McCartan, Rampy, Lloyd, and really make their life hell throughout this game. And just in general, keep the contested marks game going. If they can overall do that, they will win this game. It's going to be a very exciting game. Both teams are very even and very well matched throughout the centre in all matchups of this. And a premiership for both teams would mean so much. For the Sydney Swans, it would be their first since 2012, find themselves as the team of 2024 after being the best team all season. And would finally get John Longmire his second title and a third title since moving to the Sydney area. For the Brisbane Lions, it accomplishes two things. It accomplishes their first premiership since 2003, ending a 21-year wait for another title after the three-peat. Completes the redemption arc they've had ever since Chris Fagan went to the club and finally gets so many players, Zorko, McGuggage, Neil, a well-deserved premiership. Finally gets Fagan his deserved premiership. Makes up for the disappointment of last year losing to Collingwood, and becomes only the second team ever to win the premiership from outside the top four. Building one of the great premiership stories we've ever seen. It will be a massive and it will be such an exciting game. And I think one of the best things to do before getting into this is to get into some omens of what could be happening. For the Sydney Swans, Stuart Maxfield will be presenting the Premiership Cup. You know what team was the last team he beat in his career in 2005? That's right, the Brisbane Lions. But for Brisbane as well, in the VFL Grand Final, Werribee played Southport, the 2022 runner-up v the 2023 runner-up. Sounds similar to what's going on in this game, doesn't it? The 2023 runner-up won said showdown. Could the same thing happen on the MCG on Saturday? And Sydney Swans scored 95 points in their preliminary final. What was the other year it happened in? 2022. Overall, just such a good feeling. I'm just so excited for this matchup and so excited to overall review it on the Tuesday or Monday afterwards. And when it comes to overall predictions, I've gone back and forth on this all week. I really think Brisbane can get it done for all the reasons I've laid out, but ultimately, I just feel like Sydney are going to be too strong. I just feel like the belief they've built all year through so many massive wins, through just their overall contested play style, their dominant intercept possession, their belief they can win it from everywhere. That belief is something you have to take seriously in this competition. And I think they've built it throughout a whole season. And I think they get done. Sydney by 9 points. My Norm Smith medal. Obvious prediction is Isaac Heaney with how insane of a year he's had, but I'm gonna go a little bit left centre. I'm gonna go with Chad. I think Chad Warner ultimately breaks out, has an absolute massive game. I'm gonna go 36 disposals for the Chad, and I think he wins this game. He helps seriously play a massive role to win this game for Swans. Honourable mentions, Brodie Grundy dominating in the ruck against Brisbane's clear ruck disadvantage in Darcy Fort. I also think someone else to watch out for the Norm Smith is Tom Papley. Small forwards love the grand final stage, as we saw from Bobby Hill last year, and I think he might be someone who's ready to seriously fire up on this stage, in this moment, this year. Overall, the biggest game of the year has come. Good luck to both teams in it, and may the best team win.